It's time to get it started. Live on 3 is in session. It's going to be VP going for a D2 pick to start off this series. Train after an Inferno decider. But also, we've decided that Chad and Alex should take it from here.
Sounds like a plan, Stan. Yeah, first chance to see what Na'Vi have got and what are bringing into IEM Katowice, defending champions. And Virtus.pro, Chad, we were just talking about it. Like, they haven't had too much of a test so far.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an easy run for them to get to this point. Sure, they did lose to NIP to drop them down at the decider match, but all in all, let's see if that tenacity we've been talking about can be shown here within the early stages. Pistol rounds underway. Lots of utility purchased on through here from VP, and the intent towards B early. Nades over and through the roof. Molotovs to follow, and flashbangs as well.
So flamie's first shot's going to be very crucial here. He fires off a warning shot, wants attention drawn into the site. YEKINDAR drawing his first frag. Nearly he gets a multi-kill. Simple was tucked in. Only the one. And so a man advantage as the bomb does go down. Boomich considering a smoke push. There's limited util. Boomich does have a single flash, so he likely wants to set up his two teammates.
This has to be perfect, this flash here.
Here we go. Boomich's flash tutorials. And Electronic and Perfecto push on through. qikert very quick to dispatch of another, and that should be the round. Virtus.pro go for the B take. Oh, not too many casualties. Boomich does add another name to the list, though.
Had a crack at it at least, so kept it interesting there. And, well, Virtus.pro picking up the pistol round. The desk was talking about it. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot to really, take apart here. Virtus.pro do have the edge in terms of confidence. They've beaten them the last two times these two teams faced, and that was in the IEM New York RMR event just last year. But we know how Na'Vi were in those RMR events, maybe not giving it 110%. I'm sure here today we're going to be seeing a bit of a different look, and the form that they've been showing this year with not just Simple and Electronic, other players stepping up to the plate. That needs to happen again because VP, they want that #1 title, not just in the CIS region.
Oh yeah, but I mean, this is the primo scalp to take when you are a CIS team going up against the ones that are not only defending the title of Katowice, but defending the title of best team in your region. This is a proving ground for Virtus.pro now, and first round to the good. Ooh, Simple's first bullet out of his scout, and already a connection. Jame operating with half.
Yeah, and this is where it gets a little bit skittish right here for the T's. They're actually going to continue forward, take
quick
pace and punish where Simple's scout was, so they're going straight for the mid to B here.
YEKINDAR's not slowing down. Timing's everything here. Perfecto's head visible. Oh, he's got another to deal with. It's all about the timing on the trade. flamie was distracted by SANJI. Oh! If he could just find one more. B side open for business. Bomb's not there. Buster's bringing it in. And he's also put Electronic down.
Lots of low HP here. A couple of tags from Simple could be the difference of a kill.
Yeah, he could use a no-scope. Close quarters. Buster's faked it out. Steps from Simple.
Oh, what?
No scope straight through the smoke. He'd need another. Buster's close. Simple's really not giving this one up easy. The bomb is locked on the site. Buster. Oh no, his friends have abandoned him. James still in the tunnels. They can hear him scoping. Boomich with one, and that should be Buster. One left. It's against the scout. Simple doesn't miss, and immediately Na'Vi respond.
What a way to respond. Wow.
I'd love to see how he got that frag. YEKINDAR's probably just face-palming.
He's run back to the body. Yeah, no scoping through the smoke, boys. Don't worry about it. Just another day at the office here.
It just looked, it looked near impossible. You know when you're trying to retake B, there's a smoke doors, and there's so many angles. You hear the bomb being planted. To not lose faith.
All right, well, it's a good way to get started here today with the force buyback from Na'Vi.
Well, we're going to have a very competitive set of rounds then. Soon as they lose that one. Let's see this shot. So just straight blind.
Oh, yeah.
Got him. Thought he had it solved.
Okay, he's standing in front of car in more of an awkward position. He's not behind the brick box, and wow, okay.
Yeah, and the fact that they had that lovely gap with James scoping, they got that sound cue, he was in tons, they could focus and isolate Buster. Brutality and an AWP upgrade for Simple. The rest will be operating with the SMGs. They're up against just the Glocks and a couple of flashbangs. So in a dream scenario for Na'Vi, not only do they convert, but they do so with those extra SMG cash incentives.
Yeah, that plant that VP made is going to facilitate the buy in the next round, so no need to go for this struggle. These SMGs will likely be carried forward from Na'Vi as well, but let's see just how much damage they can do. SANJI
Oh man, one of my favorite names to talk about.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about him a lot today, right? A very selfless individual, and one that when the team had the constellation with Adren, they were just lacking firepower, and then the eyes were always drawn to SANJI and Adren, like what's going on? But now that YEKINDAR's in the mix and you're getting some more consistent rifling, SANJI's actually getting a chance to shine. He's not literally on an MP9 for an entire game, just 50% of it.
Yeah.
Nice clean one there from flamie. He's one of the names, flamie, Boomich, Perfecto. We want to keep our eyes on them early. We know what we're going to expect from Simple. We know what we're going to expect from Electronic. It's the other three. How are they going to chime in? Is this team going to be working in harmony, or is it going to be the other two whacking them on their back and trying to carry them across the finish line? And then for VP, well, we want to look for YEKINDAR. We heard from qikert in one of those little interview segments talking about the fact that everybody in this team is great at their role. Some of the best in the world, he was saying. Now, if they can all operate as that, then yeah, YEKINDAR very spicy on those entries. They give him a lot of space. SANJI, that supportive element. jame on the AWP. qikert and Buster is very proficient riflers, can do it all, versatile players. As Electronic wants to finish this one off quickly, he will do the final two. Scoreline 2-1 now. And this will be where the guns come out. So VP should be able to drop that AWP across for jame. We'll do exactly that. YEKINDAR dropped it. He's only going to be operating with Kevlar here. So you can see what I mean in terms of an entry fragger. His job now, just take the AK, go kill, and lacking the head armor will make things dicey against
Does make him vulnerable, yeah. If he's to walk into B-tons again, we will see that favorable duel.
The fans at home, nice and early. Everybody out of bed, ready and raring to go. I guess it is lunchtime. A boost short here, so trying to get these SMGs up close and personal. Electronic's going to be close to short, and is a four-man lean towards A. Jump peak, spots one towards lower. Nade comes through, and it's a bit deep, so qikert and YEKINDAR will continue their jaunt forwards.
Oh, there's an opening.
Ahead.
Electronic. A bit lackadaisical around the corner. So this is the beauty of an opening frag for the T side. They now know the Ts have to take a degree of initiative. You can't be executed on with one man on B and one man on A.
This is heard, Boomich is very noisy.
And wing clipped.
Can't jump back as well.
SANJI can spray him. Oh, can he? Boomich has managed to evade the spray. Made a little bit of damage in response. SANJI tagged down to the naughty number.
If you're Na'Vi right now, you're hoping they come towards A just because the guy with the biggest gun is on that site, and that is Simple. You want to kind of draw them towards this site, but they're actually rotating away. More focused towards mid, and they're falling into this.
Okay, well, it certainly got them into the site many times before, but there's a new boost in town. YEKINDAR bested. Boomich finally knocked off his perch. qikert can't move. There's flames stopping his exit, has to stand his ground with 20 HP, and flamie is just as it fades. The flash is perfect. qikert, surely a dead man walking. He tucks in the door. Boomich can't trade. Bomb on its way into B. Buster's the one across, and jame gets the frag he was waiting for. Simple to re-peek in. This is a hard fight for Virtus.pro, and they've caught more flak as well.
No smoke for doors. They have to cross Simple.
And they're all so low. A 2v4, but it's hanging in the balance. They throw the bomb across. Respect to get it down safely.
Bomb has been planted.
Wow, that's all it took.
That's the answer to a missing smoke, is a strong arm. jame is out of there.
That is insane. That looks so dicey. With the HP, with the fact they had to cross Simple's AWP, and all they do is just simply throw the bomb across. And they've
a bit of an anticlimax.
Yeah, it felt like it was about to be epic. Everybody peeking, Simple re-peeking the no-scopes.
I saw Perfecto dying. I'm seeing AK recovered. It's all going to be, yeah, not to be. But Na'Vi and VP continue to trade rounds.
Okay, so at least a competitive start. The back and forth nature of this, it's good. We had a couple of blowout halves in previous games. Sure, the comebacks were nice. But if we can keep it a little bit more brawly, I'm sure we can get some action in here for everybody at home. As the bomb goes off, the loss bonus comes through, and Na'Vi will be able to purchase. They saved that AK, they saved the AWP, and here's the opening kill again from qikert. So Electronic just using that SMG close, has his knife out, trying to use his movement speed to his advantage there.
It was interesting as well when we spoke to Blade last year, talking about his search for the Perfecto spot in Na'Vi. YEKINDAR was a player he considered. Said he wasn't quite there in the development stage. He felt like there was more time he needed to develop and blossom. And time passed. YEKINDAR offered VP jersey, now up against the very team he had that potential offer from. So mid-control, interesting. You do see YEKINDAR working his way through. Boomich to contest. Is he really going to go forward? He does, on the flash. Confirms there's no initial presence in the lower tunnels.
Well, it's going to be one of these B hits again. 4 towards tunnels, nades are out, flashes are coming through the skylights. Lots of pressure on Perfecto here.
Yeah, they're bullying him. Oh, and a miss. Simple actually misses his shot. Suddenly, the round is practically over.
Save call already. there's just no way back in. As soon as that execute comes through and they find that opening, there's no trades, there's no damage done, they haven't slowed down the plant, there's no door to be opened, and yeah, it's the save. Boomich grabs the AWP, he tucks on out, and they just want to hold on to this, and you will see a lot between these two teams throughout this series, right? If it can stay brawly, if they can find themselves in the right place and hedge, like Simple was doing, right? Traditionally over towards A, well, now he's in the mid trying to get those fights. Maybe that is part of the bullying towards the B bomb site. We've had only a handful of rounds, 5 played so far. B has been a hot topic.
Can you talk a little as to what this means when you are successfully hitting a bomb site, or rather the secondary bomb site, so successfully early in a game like this?
Yeah, so traditionally, right, with the B site, you're going to send one player over there to drop a smoke or a molly within the early stages just to deal with that rush. Now, the turning around of the doors has made life a lot easier for that mid defender to stay in limbo between mid and B. But when the execute comes through like this, the flashes are good, the smokes are landing as they're pushing in, it means that now you might need to play 2 players within the B bomb site. And if you're doing that, mid's weaker. So the mid to B has become a problem. They can walk out mid doors. They can punish the A rotations. They're getting a lot of free information. And you don't want to be at the mercy of that, right? You want to be the ones dictating how the flow of the game's going. And that's why Boomich was trying to make some plays around mid doors.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's also spawns that dictate how you're going to be approaching this one. qikert and SANJI head to long, and it is very fast. An important duel won by qikert, his 6th frag. He is delivering today. Our afternoon of Counter-Strike seems to be warming up nicely. Tell your friends, I'm expecting some more chaos in the server tonight. Na'Vi VP. Just our 6th round of play, and already another body drop for Na'Vi. Boomich, I think he heard Buster.
And they're actually heading back towards B again, right? So drawing out that rotation, we can see on the radar in the top left that Perfecto's left the site. He's playing on B.
But this smoke and that incendiary implies short is a threat. It's so... smart.
They're baiting them, they're keeping them active across the map here, and now they're rotating back to B, so they've got an idea.
Yep. This is an important double. Does trade it. Need another. Jame misses his shot. Boomich, 19 bullets in the pickup. Doesn't convert onto Buster. A 2v2 then.
Simple as 1 flash.
Okay, does Electronic go early, or what's the timing? Smokes are blooming all over the shop.
Sound cue of the bomb would definitely help. It's not a fake this time. Buster's actually holding it.
Yeah, Simple's got the flash. He'll throw it in. qikert's playing anti. I imagine he's playing anti. Yeah, he is staring at the floor. Buster desperately looking for cover. qikert doesn't have to move a muscle now. He knows it's just a standoff. Sound cues, anything to bait the shot. Buster doesn't have to give in either. It's all about restraint here for VP. Patience rewarded. He backs away.
Yeah, and that was so close again. Just looking for absolutely anything there. Simple knows it's better to hold on to this AWP. And around, they got very, very sketchy. That rotation from Boomich and Perfecto was perfectly timed. Boomich did a great job there. Surprised he didn't grab that 3rd. Bomb goes off. Simple's going to see if he can find himself a kill or a defuse kit. Would be nice. Holding onto that big green, that's the most important part of the round there. And you can see Boomich Perfecto, they make it just in time. But actually, by being in limbo, they're probably in a better spot than they would have if they were stuck towards the back of side or car. And yeah, qikert playing his role to perfection there. Look, sit, stand up, kill them as they're coming in, anti-flash, perfect stuff. So a very, very good start here for VP. The scoreline's now 4-2, and light pistols will be brought up around this AWP. But we talk about the man. I'm sure you've heard his name plenty of times before. This is where Simple needs to find some impact with that AWP if they want to look in.
3 CTs to receive on long. And already Simple draws blood. It's only the hero AWP. Don't forget, if Na'Vi turn this around, as it's already starting to set itself up for success. Needed that one. Quick trades, though. Boomich there. VP have walked straight into the lion's den. Jame and Buster, they were only up against pistols. A smattering of Kevlar. Weapon recovery could be, yeah, a priority. I like that.
So James kept a lot of focus on him. So Boomich has had to stay towards Pit, but in the meantime, Simple's actually dropped on back with the AWP.
It's almost like the paranoia of B set in, even though there's only 2.
Yeah, and the gap here is massive, right? There's nobody on A, so with a minute left on the clock, there's still plenty of time for Buster to jiggle all these lines,
if he gets
for all the crosses.
If he starts shooting Boomich in the backside, Jame is going to have a free walk, a free sprint all the way to that A plant.
And they still have a smoke as well, so that's something to note if this gets later.
I mean, this is crazy. Boomich is not going to believe this. It has to be clean from Buster. Get your eye on the screen. He gets it. Body taps. Now Jame can pivot through short. This is a chance for the 2v4 now.
This is even better. That smoke, it's going to be perfect.
Oh! He catches him. Just one ways around the smoke. Simple's gone. Now a 2-on-2, and that was the hero. That was the AWP. They've preserved the AK. Unless they boost for it, they won't be able to see it. And therefore, it is only the sidearms charging up long. Just in time, Buster tucks in. Clean Damage inflicted. Perfecto really running out of options now. And I mean, Virtus.pro, great stabilization from Buster and Jame.
Oh, he tried to nade the gun towards in there, Perfecto, but you bang on. The fact that they were able to turn that around, it looked like a lost round, right? All those bodies thrown out towards long. Simple there with the AWP. Perfecto, he was on the other side of the site, and now he's just hoping that as that bomb goes off, any of this gets thrown closer to him. But look who's coming. Buster wants to deny any scavenging of weapons. And he'll do exactly that. Finds the kill as well. So yeah, this is great stuff. And I think you bang on, right? They are so scared of that B bomb site and middle a little bit more now. And that has been bred into them just within the first, what, 6 rounds of play?
Dude, we just saw them get 3 kills long, and then all Jame and Buster did was sit still and walk cat. And that was enough for Na'Vi to go, well, they're not long anymore. let's make sure we back up B.
Yeah.
Intense. Okay, but that was only the Na'Vi half buy, for lack of a better word. And back in with all the bells and whistles now.
Okay, well, out towards long, a smoke's going to go. That's going to bait out some early utility from the side of Na'Vi, just keeping them honest here. And you can go into a bit of a slower scenario now for Virtus.pro. Lots of Molotovs dumped towards long. Simple perched up towards catwalk. This is a peek and drop type of situation. And the default spread from VP just calling out whatever utility they hear. So they know that there has been smoke, 2 mollies dumped towards long. SANJI will be relaying all of that. Buster towards upper dark, the other extremity of the map, also relaying the information of utility. Lots of pressure on Perfecto and flamie within the early stages of this game, and it looks like they're going to be tested again.
Okay. Up mid silently. flamie really doesn't have the weapon for this job without the aid of Simple. He has arrived exactly when he needed to, but smoked off. Jumping around the corner, YEKINDAR just beheads him. Spray is good. YEKINDAR finished off by Perfecto as the B defender, but he's only getting 1.
And look at the radar already. See, they're still over towards A. There's no way through that mid to B smoke. The B defenders are being isolated time and time again. So this is where the pressure is applied. We've seen Simple on pistol round. He tried to play B. That may have been a probability or a possibility. SANJI.
Dude, I mean, yeah, for Perfecto and his POV as well, the way they've been playing this, like, the only way he can win this round for his team is by finding 2, if not 3 kills to make it a competitive retake. Like, he's only getting 1 and done, and, you know, you can't really fault the guy when he's got 3 VP members charging at him through mid.
And this is where the game has to change a little bit for Na'Vi, right? When Simple went long and found that pick, that was perfect, right? The problem was they dropped the rounds that they had a huge advantage in, and that may have done something to the confidence of the team going forward, but Simple needs to stay active with the AWP. You have flamie sometimes doing some secondary AWPing, so that might be the next option that they fall to. Hey, let's perch the AWP up back of Plat. Maybe we'll get him to jostle around middle a little bit more. But all in all, Simple can only be in one place. And if he's gambling to help the B bomb site, well, now A becomes weaker, and it's going to be that constant flow-on effect of those issues. So Na'Vi, if you do something aggressive and you change the tide of the game, because right now you're being dictated to, Dust2 is not the easiest map to be doing that, right? We know there's aggressive moves. You can push lower, you can push short, maybe go for that upper dark push, but you're going into the Lion's Den, especially if VP just decide to sit back and default. So there's a lot of problems right now for Na'Vi to overcome, and it's going to be the individuals multi-fragging is the only way they can do it.
Isn't that the safest call after an enemy timeout under distinct advantage? Just slow it down. Let's see what any of the funny business they're up to.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Let's just see whether or not we're going to be looking at that lower tunnels push. You know, you can see players sometimes knife out, just jiggling that lower dark cross from doors.
Someone going to drop Perfecto here? Yeah, okay. I was a little bit curious right there. I think Boomich has done it, and he's opted back in with a rifle. So they've been able to buy again, and that's a virtue of these saved guns. And we can continue to know that, but you can see now Simple's going for a bit more of a B-side lean, right? They've changed up their setup. And this is one of the quirks of VP. This is even back when they were avant-garde, was Jame defaulting lower dark with the AWP, right? And you might think that's a bit odd. Why is he not picking middle? Well, players are so scared of picking the T-side AWPer that James relocated to lower to get the next pick, which is the short boost. So he's ready and raring to go, straight out mid.
Got a lot of freedoms here.
Yeah, and to cross back now is going to become a big problem.
If they do those early mid smokes, I wonder what the Na'Vi reaction is. They don't have info tunnels. Simple's leaning B.
Very silent. Minutes on the clock.
All you've heard is a flashbang, and you know you don't have short.
Look at how little utility they've used to get this territory, Alex. There's still mollies and smokes left on almost every single member of VP.
Whoa, okay. YEKINDAR's looking for a CT one way. The Vanguard smokes, appropriately known as. Start calling them the VP smokes. Towards A, turn towards electronic. Haven't seen this before. Let's see if VP can change up the flavor successfully. Nice punish. Electronic just comes out qikert wants to commit to this plant. James there to support, and he has caught flamie. Now Electronic knows he's on notice. There's an AWP on short. As soon as I expose myself above this break point, Jame can blow my head off, but qikert's done it first. 3-on-3. Boomich, important. Finds SANJI on the flank. Now, numbers getting a bit difficult. James been given the responsibility of long. It makes sense with his weapon. He does tag him. Not missing much, but that one does. Whistles past the ear of Boomich. A little chance for qikert, but simple, not missing. Oh. And Boomich will finish it off. Okay.
Oh, good retake with basically no utility there from Na'Vi, but I was in love with that round for everything that VP did. They took the site with 2 players. Normally what happens is when players are throwing the bridge smoke, the avant-garde smoke, the CT smokes, it's just throw that and we just go, right? You can see how staggered that was. The initial smokes, the creep out, the flashes, then to take the site control to get to the safety of the bomb boxes, then the flashes to clear Goose. The round didn't win. They didn't win the round, right? But it looked great and they made it look so simple. They were hardly pressured. Unfortunately, qikert unable to convert, a very unlikely round just there, and the scoreline will be 6-3. And back
yeah, I mean, if Jame didn't tag Boomich and actually killed him, that 2-on-2 plays very differently. And speaking of Jame and fragging, he's only gone and found himself an opening frag.
No one's in B, Alex.
Oh, and they've got double AWP, so you just get the bomb down, you're golden.
I think the round's already over.
No way. Well, that was all it took, you say, but Electronic and flamie are there to attempt, and that is a tag.
Do they know YEKINDAR's across already?
Good question.
Well, they do now.
Electronic's going to find out. Ooh,
they are scrambling.
So clean. But Boomich on the fastest of flanks. Bomb down. Don't forget, 2 AWPs for this retake, but for some reason, Boomich surges forwards towards James' location. Ooh, not an easy shot, but he converts it. flamie burning significantly will have to back away.
Well, they had more of a crack at it than I thought, and James even chasing, and madman, he picked up the M4.
Just to try and do some additional damage. He does tag up flamie to 20. Trying to take any of those weapons away. VP, of course, converting the round, though, off the back of James opening.
And you can see the change that Na'Vi have gone for, right? If you're watching a lot of Counter-Strike, especially Dust2, teams will always smoke mid to B, but it's how do you smoke mid to B on the CT side? Do you throw it off the box so it's a bit more in the open and you run through the smoke, or do you smoke off the doors? Well, because of all the pressure that we've been seeing towards this B bomb site, they're starting to opt to smoke the mid doors, which means VP can't just run straight out through the mid doors, right? They can't just go out and punish and take that space. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. They didn't even know YEKINDAR was in.
No.
Right? Perfecto's...
Because, I mean, I understand why that communicate, or maybe not even a gap in communication, but an assumption, because he's got simple staring at B tons.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Dark player, Buster, got legged, so it's like, okay, well, they're probably not.
They might be. He drops an incendiary, they're like, okay, it feels like they're in tons. Yeah. But YEKINDAR, yeah, ahead of the pack, catches Electronic completely off guard with a clean kill of his own.
Well, they've made the buy work again, and these AWPs need to start finding openings because VP are really running away with this one.
And it's going to be really interesting as well to see how the call changes now they know they're up against that double AWP. They know the double AWP was saved. They know that there's probably some sacrifices made for the other players to contest here on round 11. And so expect to see a little bit of a slower pace as they look to basically find out where those AWPs are posted. Quick utility check as...
flamie shot as well, so they know that one was at least close towards the site and probably not harassing around middle.
Oh, he just pulled the trigger on the flash?
Yeah, so...
oh, that's nice. That's info.
They're going out mid to B here, and Simple's going for this standard peak. We've seen him do this quite often. Nobody's cat. More pressure applied to B. Game plan is working perfectly for VP. Look at this.
Buster's actually opened up the site, and he lives to tell the tale. The dink on the bricks, really not favorable now. He's just got so many targets. Caught, repositioning, qikert with the plant, and I imagine the round.
This is a masterclass of mid to Bs and big pressure, right? Just when the tunnel player's like, yeah, okay, they're probably putting more focus on middle and they have to look somewhere else, they're popping out through the lurk smokes. And now they're actually getting the hunt on. The fact that Jame is leading the charge with the AWP to corral these Na'Vi players is insane. The bank's being built. They should get a move on. Devastate Na'Vi here if you can. Take these guns away.
Yeah, I mean, he's got qikert and SANJI heading there. They've got Flash, Molly. They might actually try and truly...
do a long take, boys.
Retake long. He's lining up his flashbang, I think.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, Boomich. Will he go down? They've got so much cash to splash, they can take the challenge. Just as the bomb explodes, they push in. They lose at least one more. It was only the MP9. They preserve the important weapons.
Okay, well, if anything, Boomich just cops a death there. You're right, it was just the MP9. He could reinvest into one of those if he would like. flamie has enough...
I'm sure he would have loved not to have to.
Yeah, well, we don't like spending money when we don't have to. I haven't done that lately. I haven't been paying my bills.
Well, I bought 2 train tickets, Chad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I messed up.
That one hurts a bit.
I booked my first train and it was asking me to change, I think, 6 times. Going through an eclectic mix of German train stations.
Well, at least you couldn't lose both.
No, I definitely got the right one the second time.
All right, well, these double ops need to start making some impact here. 8-3, Na'Vi need to salvage this half. It's not done just yet. Round number 12, there's still a real chance for them to claw this back, but just with how much they've been conditioned on this B side, Na'Vi still aren't changing anything. They're going into the 2-3 spread.
But they just keep you guessing. Last time they threw that smoke, they ended up towards B. Now it could be the Vanguard smoke execute A, and oh, careful now. Just a lick of flame onto qikert's toes. Simple flashed off. He'll be unwilling to pull the trigger just yet.
All right, bridge smoke being lined up here from Jame. Couple of flashes to harass, and actually Simple is thinking about clawing back in for some info here. Got Boomich behind him. Right now, Na'Vi are operating with absolutely no info at all, other than the fact that, yeah, you have long control.
They've still got 3 smokes, Chad. This could just be a bit of a fakey boy. Maybe a CT jump from qikert. He's thinking about it. And they do. Fake it out. And now charging towards B. flamie and Perfecto on notice. Flamie's got an AWP, don't forget. Oh, had an AWP, past tense, just a FAMAS, he's gone too. Ladies and gentlemen, the VP mid to B strikes again.
You know how insane that is? qikert was waiting for his teammates to call spam through the mid to B smoke. That's why he didn't jump down.
Because there was no one to spam.
There was no one to jump down and kill. So he just sat there, waited, preserved his life, went, okay, I'll just drop back and get the mid flank.
Because you saw they had another smoke that was perfectly underneath it for him to drop into.
It was brilliant. Again, they used that for the mid to B. Look, get your exit kills, Na'Vi. I don't even care at this point. VP are running away with Dust2. This is some fantastic Counter-Strike we're seeing here to kick off the day.
I mean, there's a lot of hard work coming together here.
Keep
live
chasing.
In the server.
Keep going.
Simple's the last one to preserve his rifle. He's actually opted for long doors, and I think James spotted him out. Simple goes down with a lovely shot to the toes, winning out that AWP duel. James got max bloody money.
Jesus.
Does anyone want anything? Please, tell me, do you need a weapon? Let me drop it.
Okay. Well, look,
how many deaths has he got? You know, Jame time memes, etc. Where is that man now? 4 deaths.
I've expanded on this, and I'll continue to do so. You need to find opening picks right now, Na'Vi. You are getting executed on time and time again. You're not going for anything. This is the equivalent of sitting back in Pit and Library in Inferno and back in B. You have no info. Your team is just getting executed on, split on.
It's a nice equivalence to draw.
Get some vigor in your gameplay. Try and find an opening kill.
Oh, he's ahead of the smoke on long. Well, there you go. You get what you asked for. It is only a CZ75, though, and Perfecto tested, or at least spotted, on B. Scout on B is the call.
The problem is, they're doing these riskier maneuvers with the pistols, right? Boomich has taken long doors control. He did it maybe, you know, 1 round earlier, but nothing too substantial. And now he's jumping back.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
This is great. So SANJI hears this, right? He goes, Jame, hey, come shoot him for me. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jame. Well, he's not going to be a problem anymore, SANJI. Go and take your space.
And Jame can join the rest of the pack. They're going back up to short. Why does it feel like VP's rounds are 4 minutes long?
They just feels like they have so much time. And it's also like they're going through dry runs, right? Oh, we saw this. Let's rotate here. We saw this.
Okay, we've all been tons. We've all been... And now, this time, it's the A-take. Finding Simple, hiding behind the box. It is only 2 CZs. Poor old Electronic. Desperate for a little bit of safe haven. He's found one. A little nook to hide in, and well, that's short-lived.
Can we bring up the frags after this? I want to just see, I want to show everybody the disparity of what we're seeing, because VP haven't been needing to get a lot of kills to win the rounds. The scoreline is currently 9-3. Na'Vi have saved significantly. Look, flamie, it's an attempt. I'll give it to you, mate. At least he's having a crack. They're just getting rinsed all across the map, no matter what. Okay, Boomich. Well, that was stylish.
Yeah, cool your beans. I'll give him style points, that's for sure.
He's warming up for map 2.
VP justifying this pick in buckets and spades. Where did Na'Vi go? Train, right?
Yeah, so here's the kills for everybody, right? So if you just take a little bit of a look at this, sure, Boomich and qikert have 15 kills each, and Boomich's ADR is absolutely awesome. But it doesn't look like this is a blowout game, right? Look at the scorelines between each team. You've got SANJI and Perfecto both down the bottom on 3. Oh, sure, flamie has 2. But the disparity of frags doesn't symbol a 10-3 scoreline, and that's all through the saves that we're seeing time and time again. I don't think you can opt for any more saves here if you're Na'Vi. There's no more rounds to do so. Jeez, this wasn't the... you know, we started this game, it was back and forth. Remember the force buy win with Simple? He gets that no-scope through onto YEKINDAR. Second round of the game, it felt like we were going to have a bit of a back and forth affair, and now we're sitting at 10-3. It's not done just yet. Maybe Na'Vi can get the last two. 10-5 is salvageable on a map like Dust2.
Oh yeah, it's far from over if they can stem the bleed. We talk about deceptive scorelines often, but there's nothing deceptive about the dominance VP have displayed here on the T side of their map pick. So a great deal of control early. I say early, 20 seconds has elapsed. You've got long, tons, mid. Step 2, phase 2. It's time to deploy some util, and I say that just as a very deep smoke arrives on SANJI's position. What's the response from VP? They gather their troops. No one contesting that cat walk-up, by the way. Like, qikert's just standing there. That's the contest I was hoping for. Trades, though. qikert shuts down Electronic's push. He's got the mid-smoke. They aren't going B. This has to be. With SANJI so pushed up on long.
He's going to catch Boomich off guard as well. Boomich has made steps.
Oh, not an easy spray. Boomich stabilizes a big frag to find, gives Na'Vi the advantage, and, well, that is a mid to B smoke, Chad.
Indeed it is, and guess who's marooned on the other side of it? Simple. So once again, flamie, Perfecto, you've got to stop this.
They've been talking it through. That's a big start. If he could just finish the job. He hasn't finished his meal. Buster could finish off at least one here. Perfecto's tucked in. Passive. It is rotating in nicely. qikert's there to fend them off. Good frag from Perfecto. Leaves just jame and qikert. Need another. Okay, Perfecto does defend it successfully. It's into the 1v1. He can certainly win it. Boomich coming in from tons. Plant's safe. Oh, he's not expecting tunnels yet, and that's a lovely elevated head for Boomich to pop. The leader of Na'Vi, top of the scoreboard for his squad.
Oh, okay. I like this, right? Boomich, he's fired up today. He's hitting some shots, and he's trying to get his team back in this. I love a little bit of a spice. We obviously spoke about the fact it is domestic rivalry here.
Yeah, and I imagine he's probably giving a pep talk as he unloads his magazine.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of choice words I probably couldn't say, but I can imagine the sentiment of what he's trying to get through to the rest of his team because, well, that's their fourth. Things have been very few and far between. And at least there, Alex, they went for a mid-round aggressive maneuver, right? The double nades, they pushed, they found an opening kill, and that wasn't just them getting executed on 5v5. It wasn't, okay, you're just going to let us have the room and do a split. You're actually going to force us to make some mid-round plays, and they get a round off of it. So there's the change that they needed, but oh, okay, the Dax. You love to see it, and you also hate to see it if you're an RV fan. They are being peppered that badly. Last round of the game, VP can upgrade a couple of extra rifles just to spam those mid doors. No damage done.
YEKINDAR's out.
Yeah, he's already out mid doors.
I wonder if Simple's accounted for this. Like, he might just end up staring at the gap. Quite an interesting standoff here.
I'm not sure how this is going to play out because YEKINDAR needs to stay tucked in. Oh. He saw the leg.
Oh, and he executes Simple. Another one of YEKINDAR's magical tricks. How is he there? Nice work from flamie. Finds his crucial third frag. Electronic advancing on this smoke. Flashes him perfectly, but he tucks in. Boomich
He needs
screaming for Electronic's help.
Oh,
Electronic's baiting him so hard. Smoke's fading, needs a multi to justify, and he has. He'll upgrade to an AK. He's got the bomb. He's standing upon it. SANJI sweeping in from long. Jame needs this duel. He needs to win it somehow, some way.
My bullets.
No bullets, no life. Now a chance for VP to turn this one back around. Double kill, maybe not enough to put the fifth on the board for Na'Vi. Good molly. Buys time, won't be able to contest on ramp. Oh, Jame. Pulls the trigger quickly, but doesn't convert. They're closing the gap now. Evades the flashbang. Both coming from here. Barrel spotted. Hits his first. Tucks away. Awkward stuff for Na'Vi, not for Jame. VP 11 on their map pick. Up against the defending champions of Katowice 2020. We start our day off with a bang. Virtus.pro Na'Vi, a domestic matchup. It's defending champions of Katowice versus the domestic, I don't even want to call them underdog. VP climbing the ladder. Myself, Machine, joined by Chad, and they're looking to take down one of the biggest dogs in the arena. It's an honor to be here, and of course we do have a lot more Counter-Strike. We've got a Na'Vi map coming around the corner, but is this one, are you writing this out? Are we sweeping this under the rug now?
It's classic Na'Vi. Start their first game of the tournament slow, and then turn it around and surprise everybody and then win the whole thing. So let's see if they can pull that one off, because Boomich is trying, right? He had a fantastic first half, 17 kills for him. They need more, and they need more from some other names. Simple only with 8, as we get back underway with the second half of gameplay here, and GG.bet odds are favoring VP. Let's see if there's the same affinity for those B hits out of Na'Vi as we saw from Virtus.pro in that first half. Flash is set up from YEKINDAR, ready for a bit of a pounce. But, well, the attack is actually going to be going over towards long. You can see that smoke landing on Xbox. 4 players outside of long right now for Na'Vi, and they're taking this one very slow, so taking a bit of spin and a little bit of pace off this.
Whoa, the fact that SANJI doesn't go down is actually huge for VP, because they can get their rotate on. And Na'Vi will be a little more cagey. Boomich has got across. They're going for a short retake.
They have complete control already.
This is actually pretty strong. So Na'Vi smoke off CT, but it's not going to stop the 3 players charging up short.
They're just going to flash and go, or they're going to wait for the bomb to go down.
Hard shots to hit. This is a bit of a role reversal now. It's the CT's holding A from short. T's trying to plant from ramp. It's odd, but it's happening. Hard shots indeed. 3 of them gathered there. Simple's working on a flank. Simple might be a bit late, though, if SANJI and Buster keep hitting shots. Here he is now.
He's been hurt.
Buster spotted him. Awkward now. Perfecto and Simple, the last 2. 1 long. Simple has to do it all. He really has to, unless Perfecto's long-range Glock can hit. No one on the defuse just yet. Simple's got a fresh clip. Chance to do damage now. He sees the head and pops it. This is good from Na'Vi. Oh. Simple will close it out. 4 frags. A necessary performance from the star player. Puts the pistol on the board for Na'Vi.
Oof, that got very, very dicey there for a second. I thought VP with that death squad of USPs rolling up Catwalk would have been able to silence them with that scaling, using the weapon range to their advantage. But of course, we said we wanted more from Simple, and that's immediate impact out of him. On the second round of the game, was able to help them win that force buy, and now a much-needed pistol for Na'Vi to get this one underway, and it looks like they're going to try the B rushes for themselves here, Alex. We're straight out the gate, 4 MAC-10s, 1 AK-47, and straight over towards B. Some classic Counter-Strike here.
And it starts with a leaping SMG. Buster absolutely screwed, just a USP. And one of the quicker rounds we'll have here on Dust2.
All right, well, we only have 2 remaining. SANJI and qikert trying their absolute best. Not getting anything done, so a clean one, but guess what? The rifles are coming out already, because that was an eco from VP.
And they bought 4 MAC-10s, Chad.
Yeah, let's think about this, right? Head armor, it's not going to be plentiful for VP, because if they do so, they're going to be picking that over utility or better rifles. So as this buy starts to come to fruition, we can take a little bit of a look. It's going to be 3 M4s. They've been able to get an AWP for jame, and SANJI, of course, on that patented MP9. They've been able to get 3 sets of head armor, so that's
SANJI's gone glass cannon MP9, ladies and gentlemen. It's the perfect SANJI play.
Yes, sir. Here, sir. Here's your AWP. But he is selfless, right? If you're setting up somebody like jame and he finds impact in this round, I mean, that was not possible unless
as soon as he gets that
AWP
frag, yeah, exactly. It's justified. It's paid off. And James so familiar with this level of pressure financially on his shoulders, as any AWP player would be.
Get Gabe on the phone and say, hey, can we give SANJI a couple of extra points per kill? This is a bit of a standoff right here. 3 players close towards Cap. Flash comes over.
Bad flash. SANJI, no armor. And they're lining up for him. Electronic was flashed. It stops the double. qikert, though, is ringing after that one.
Need to keep this one moving. Then jame, he was over towards B, so for him to find impact, it would be middle.
Na'Vi pulling the CTs around the map here. Mantled up on the Xbox.
Oh, they're going to gamble 4A here. This is a good stack, so they're giving up on B. If it is a B play, they'll save. Buster can lock this down towards long now.
Lovely jubbly. Buster equalizes. He knows it's MAC-10s. It's a favorable duel. Standing his ground. Simple can clear him. He loses it to the MAC-10. flamie huge. And more for flamie. Simple's the final frag in the feed. And Na'Vi finding another in quick succession. So this is quite the break. 3 out of the half-time.
Yeah, I like that call from VP, right? This is the thing. I know that Na'Vi are now getting back into it and we're only 4 rounds difference at this juncture of the game, but I like the call from VP. Had teammate come back, smoke mid doors, so Jame could cross, they could gamble. I think potentially a little bit of miscommunication on that setup. Buster tucked in if he could use some support on that corner. May have gotten away with a little bit more just there. And Virtus.pro will be down to just the pistols here. A Zeus for Jame. Double nades towards long. Lots of damage onto Boomich here. We need to think better of that, but it's good info for the rest of his team, who should take space towards B.
Yeah, and Busters should be dead. Should being the operative word. He's defended B with a deagle. A disaster strikes for Na'Vi. Oh dear, they are sent back to the drawing board. They're returning to tunnels now. 2 AKs in play, I imagine.
And Boomich is the walking wound.
True.
What is he meant to do after copping those nades to start off the round?
Okay, so VP, they are adjusting accordingly. They've left Buster to his own devices on B, so they'll be playing almost retake here. qikert can quickly swing to respond as Buster calls for assistance, and he has. qikert will be there in time. If Buster gets anything else out of this, he's found 2 round-winning deagle kills. Solo holding the site. But now it falls to qikert. And he's gone too. Great work from Perfecto. Shouldn't be a way in now. They've only got USPs and P250s.
Oh, it's completely changed now, hasn't it?
That's the dynamic completely shifted.
It felt like it was so good for VP, and then it just falls apart because of Perfecto. So the hero in this round, unless this retake comes through, an absolute miracle. Perfecto, the savior, really making up for that. Now, Electronic and flamie walking into B, you might be going, what's going on? Well, they knew that there were 3 long. They had to take that space. Unfortunately, they just couldn't find the kill. But the round has been salvaged. That could have been nightmare fuel for Na'Vi. Things already weren't going great. And if they lost a round like that, we know that this team, once upon a time, was a little bit tilty.
That's the official terminology.
Yeah. We use Urban Dictionary around here.
Boomich, you are dead, so he's going to send himself down and out. Takes one with him.
I'm still loving the fact he's spraying the bodies. You just tell there's a little bit extra for Boomich in this one.
That second one was a little RNG, but this is great stuff from Buster. flamie doesn't even get to pull the trigger.
This jump up right here, right? You can see qikert just hoping that they all run out into his line of sight, but a very important clear. And it's unfortunate for qikert right there. Didn't swing off of Buster's contact. He was just lying in wait, and a big round to win. So now the scoreline...
Oof!
Ah, I see.
Simple does it best. YEKINDAR just completely nullified, and good
Simple just
spray.
couldn't be on his own. The rest of them are long, Alex. They don't know this.
They might be working it out. Oh, dry. Electronic just walks out the doors. He was not expecting to see Jame there.
Oh, they are just giving away kills here, and there's still nobody on the B side of the map. So Simple can watch this. Now he's going to be a little bit obscured because of that smoke. They're able to cross using the Xbox smoke. And now VP have retooled into a 2-2, so things are looking great for them.
Yeah.
The fact that Simple gets that kill and they still continue through long, I understand the conviction behind the call. But now they're in a really rough spot.
Got a molly for qiket's corner.
Should be waiting to bounce off the skybox here.
Yeesh.
Oh, flamie's flubbed it.
He lives to tell the tale. Now, looks like Na'Vi are a little bit sketched out here. They don't want to be committing to that uncertainty. Jame responding by heading into the B site. He's well aware that there's been a cancel call.
The timing.
Oh my God, qikert got no health, no right to take down Simple there. flamie can't even trade. Shoot my bodies, I'll shoot your star player.
That is not ideal. That could have all been avoided if flamie's molly landed correctly.
All right, biased caster.
Oh, sometimes I point out the mistakes.
How dare you?
So cat control's taken now. We're going to find ourselves with 20 seconds left. This is still a doable round. James found himself in upper tunnels. That retake is going to be very far away, but SANJI on the ramp.
Okay,
so 2 fights.
He needs at least one. Ideally, he's taken that fight before the bomb's planted. He can't adjust into either. Punching in the digits now, and they can't contest. Jame late up short, spots him. Boomich 2, working with that info. James seems so sharp. Between the two of them, Jame and qikert can win this round single-handedly. He goes shopping for a weapon.
2-AWP retake. Okay. I get it. He's low.
Okay, on James, so they can take their time. Uncertainty brewing.
Seen both.
He does. And isolates the first. Jame firing off the shot gets really awkward now for Jame. He's just going to have to walk it in. Recovers the AK. You really are light on time here, Jame.
Oh!
Just like that. One more bullet required.
All right, he made up for that molly pretty damn quick, didn't he? flamie, finishing them off in style.
Highlighting the angle that YEKINDAR got wallbanked there as well with that fly through the door. You'll see, look at this. It's far right. It's an unusual wallbang to take straight through the center
Yikes.
of that circle texture. It's almost like that's the wallbang for the people waiting for the wallbang.
Yeah, exactly. And this is good stuff from Na'Vi. They've bailed themselves out of 2 rounds in a row, right? Think about that round actually started better than the previous.
I mean, it really
got messy.
Really got messy.
And they're just going to have this AWP and M4, so a really interesting buy from VP. They've gone Deagles as well. So they have opted into this. We know there was no safe guns there, ladies and gentlemen. They've opted in with an AWP and an M4. This is a very interesting buy.
They often find ways to convert when jame has his AWP. They just give him the entire responsibility of A, and even he's not interested in A. qikert Deagle finds nothing.
I know there's 2 more there now.
SANJI finds nothing as well. They're trying to entice them in with some damage. Bomb's on its way there too. YEKINDAR, a chance. Albeit minor. Pressure releases now, and Boomich is already up on that Xbox. Oh, that's very smart play.
Cheeky badger.
Knows he's up against the AWP, drops out of the pre-aim, and finding himself more franks. Boomich is the only one from Na'Vi consistently finding these multi-kills right now.
Yeah, and that was the thing, right? We wanted to see if we could get some more out of the supporting members of the supporting cast on Na'Vi, the Perfectos, the Boomiches, the Flamies of the world. Well, they've all had some impacts so far in this second half. Boomiches was definitely felt in the first half as well, scouring together that small bucket of rounds. But now things are looking fantastic. It's just Buster in the back of the site. The bomb's making it over to A right now, but will be planted, no dramas whatsoever. And Buster's life will be taken away from him very, very shortly. The fact they opted into this, take it away, their economy is going to be in a little bit of an issue. You can see jame with $50 to his name after that AWP buy. Bit of a standoff again. So quiet scenes. Buster just hoping he can hold on to this. It's going to be
What do you reckon?
time. They'll clamp on down, right?
He's got so much time.
There we go.
Okay.
Letting him make the mistake, letting him make the move, letting him get the ants in his pants. And at this point, we take a little bit of a look at the buys. AWP can be dropped for jame, right? That was the luxury of what they went for. They went, hey, maybe if we can do this, we can throw a spanner in the works. But SANJI will have to operate with something low again. So if I was VP, I'd take a timeout right now and just talk things through. And they're going to do exactly that as we get some of these highlights up on screen for you. Boomich has been an absolute force. Look at him just running rings around VP straight out the mid doors there. Now for VP, to talk this one through, similar scenes as what was going on with Na'Vi, right? But Na'Vi's rounds haven't started necessarily the cleanest. VP have been close to converting them, and then they've dropped the ball more mid to late. So they don't need to initiate early like what we wanted to see from Na'Vi on the CT side. They just need to make sure that they're keeping it composed and together as the round progresses, because the advantages have been coming their way. The AWP will be dropped. You can see SANJI onto a FAMAS.
Double AWP. Do you see their cash, Chad?
Yeah, they're doing it real skimp.
Okay. So it's not going to necessarily be utility, the name of the game.
Just interesting to note, VP just took a timeout, and then off the back of that, Na'Vi took a timeout. So I was like, all right, you guys just spoke about what you want to speak about. Now it's our turn. Let's have another chat, because VP have already formulated their plan, right? Now that Na'Vi are talking something through, that's making VP question, okay, what are they talking about right now? Do we need to change what we were thinking?
Na'Vi are on the T side as well, so if they have got a little pocket strat they want to make sure everyone's attuned for, that would be the opportune moment to call it. Look at the scores, though. You can see that there's been a big performance from Boomich so far on our second half, climbing to the top of the table. Simple, standard performance from him. YEKINDAR's T-side prowess has definitely been dulled a little here so far on the CT side. So it starts with a early info peek from Simple, just watching for anyone holding on to mid. jame set up for the lower turns walk, which is where Electronic's heading. There's a timer on this. Hard shot to hit, baits it with his thigh. Oh, they may not be ready for Boomich so quickly. Look how much info he's getting on that.
How much does he want to push?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if he wants to turn the corner, just holding the slither gap, YEKINDAR. Flashed off, will tuck into the site.
Okay, so very early to have this cat controller, and they've done it with low utility, similar to how VP were doing it. flamie.
Are you actually pushing long doors, clearing long doors with the AWP? I wonder how much space he takes.
The thing is, if he can set himself up and up all the way through these long doors, it's great for info, but he's out of the round.
Yeah, but so's flamie, who's responsible for the bomb. So
that is true.
A standoff is established. Jame wasn't holding the gap, won't be able to catch flamie's return. So now up mid, Na'Vi. Plan starting to formulate.
This is very interesting. It is the three-man B-lane from VP, right? And it looks like right now Na'Vi are postured for a mid to B, but reconsidering it, they're going back, grabbing the bomb and setting up for a cat execute. And the fact that YEKINDAR is the only player on the site, this will be perfect. The long players can go staggered and late, slow down Jame with the AWP. He can't ult from bridge. This is all on YEKINDAR.
Yeah, YEKINDAR would have to have a hero moment. Smoke seems good. He actually wants to push up on it. Whoa, unloads his mag and actually finds two. Not a third. Simple says no. Jame misses his shot. VP have the man advantage in 19 seconds. Simple punching in the digits. flamie from long. Is he planting for long?
Oh, good molly.
Pressure from Buster. Simple has to pre-aim on that jump spook spot now. Whew. Simple, quick deletion of SANJI. More to come. 2-on-2. Both AWPs for the T side, but with the bomb ticking. And Buster's headshot. Now things get interesting. Simple's gone. flamie has to defend this from Pit. And he has hit his first. Buster has to piece this puzzle together now. It's planted for him. What are you trying to do here, Buster? He can't cross. He's at CT. I didn't realize he hadn't gone across the ramp. It's just locked in. flamie hits the necessary shot.
He tried to jump to salvage the AWP there and was unable to do so, and now it's 11-11. So Na'Vi haven't dropped a single round so far in this second half, and we said YEKINDAR needed to do a lot. It felt like this double kill was a lot. He was completely blind why that went down. He slowed them, he gave enough time for the rotation. It's just this double AWP setup, right? Stealing James AWP at long, set flamie up in a power position. He may have only been left with an AK if it wasn't for that frag or that positioning, and potentially not able to win the round in the same way. So Na'Vi are back in a big way. And again, it's one of these strange buys coming out of VP. An MP9 for YEKINDAR, obviously Buster with that saved M4A4, some upgraded pistols, and out long they go. So Na'Vi changing their tune a little bit. Quicker going into round number 23. And YEKINDAR, he's going for a little bit of a walk.
Wasn't expecting that. Simple shuts that down before it can get out of hand.
Now there's an upper dark push coming, so Boomich is on for 2. Or 0. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll credit him with that one. He gets the assist.
Call that one.
Yeah, he can have it. This round shouldn't be too dicey now for VP. Sorry, Na'Vi. VP, yeah, definitely dicey. Operating with now an AK and an M4. It's the classic Na'Vi long take here.
Haven't seen much of that on this T side so far. Definitely keeping it mixed up. And Buster just gobbles up that flashbang, diving down to CT. Doesn't want to have to deal with that cross on ramp. Unfavorable fight. SANJI! That's a frag and a half. Suddenly gets competitive. If only Buster can re-aggress. They could even be boosting for this, I wonder. Smoke fades now.
It's a little bit shallow.
I think they want to. They've both moved towards Gandalf's side, though, and it's a perfect angle for the spray. Punish, Electronic. He'll finish it all off neat and tidy. That is some great thinking from Na'Vi. Solving that one as it did get a little awkward thanks to SANJI's heroics.
Yeah, it got dicey there for a second again, but then Na'Vi just yank it straight back.
Yeah.
So VP are doing a good job of making Na'Vi sweat, whereas Na'Vi didn't make VP sweat at all in that first half. So these rounds are feeling a little bit more competitive, but at the same time, if you're continuing to lose them in this fashion, what are we looking at now? What is that, 8 rounds on the trot here? So it's just an absolute hammering, and there's an opening from Simple onto qikert, and this was a gun round, Alex.
What a turnaround.
Look at the pace.
They are looking to strangle VP out of this one. Started so good for them. Great T play, good calls. Obviously, Dust2 does have that leniency towards a well-coordinated T side. But yet to see anything promising out of the defense of VP. Electronic's in a prime position to punish YEKINDAR here. And he will. He wanted info short, he gets more than info, he gets led.
The problem is, because they lost that opening so early, they have to make these moves, right? They have to just continue to see if they can catch Na'Vi off guard. Unfortunately for them, they're just getting whittled down one at a time, and Simple's even playing football in the backyard. So things are going very well for Na'Vi right now, as it looks like a mid to B is on the docket. Bomb now in upper tunnels. Presence towards middle.
Buster the AWPer. Oh, wow. A perfect pop flash. Death sentence for SANJI.
Oh.
And Orbs filling the feed to an extent that could really get awkward. Simple's there as well. He may not be anticipating this right walk up. Buster's just going to be exposed unless he checks it. 30 seconds, Simple hunting, bomb on his back as well. These next
the smoke.
few seconds determine everything. Buster, no idea. And again, with the close but no cigar motto.
Oh boy, again, just from nowhere. Okay, an explosion, a couple of kills come in, it gets messy. Na'Vi put the brakes on.
And they solve it.
And they isolated Jules, right? They had two across the map there. One in CT spawn, making sure Jame can't help Buster, and Simple just locked in, taking that space, making sure that, well, Buster can't go anywhere. Perched on up, what are you gonna do, Jame? You get one shot, didn't even get to take it, and you can see what that means to Boomich. He is bloody fired up today.
Not forgetting that his clutch and spraying the bodies did mark what seems to be quite the turnaround for Na'Vi.
That's his war cry, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, well, another timeout for VP here. Their second use so far, 2 remaining, but as this game continues just to have the life sucked out of it for the Polar Bears, they have to take another partial. The money's not there. Here you go, 9 on the trot now. 3 more required. What a comeback this would be from Na'Vi just to do it straight. We know that they're slow starters, and normally we see them drop opening series. I think that's slowly coming more and more of an anomaly. They're starting to win more these days. But the slower start of fraggers, that's something that we're used to. Nice to have Boomich there to actually be that buffer that they don't tend to have consistently. So he's really helped them out here, really bailed them out. And everybody else has been able to get the engine going. So here's these upgraded pistols again. Now we saw in a previous round, Buster grabbed 2 big kills and almost made a round out of it. Let's see what they can do this time round, because round number 25, VP would love one. Up Cat, we're walking. So Xbox smoke to cover the vision. Simple also there to assist. Jumping across the doors, enemy spotted. And that little fact-finding mission of Boomich and Electronic, well, they found out a lot. They've got a lot of free info. They haven't given away too many sound cues or information, making the life of the in-game leader a lot easier here. And yeah, just a very, very slow round. So a minute 10, nobody's even seen each other yet. Nobody's even fired a shot at this stage. Nades come out now, really going to force VP to drop whatever they had. That was some smokes. Playing in it will be qikert.
Oh, Buster, what are you supposed to do with an unarmored Deagle and perfect pop flashes? Na'Vi have got everything covered here. We saw it against SANJI in the previous, this time on Buster. Any angle they're holding, it's a white screen and a push death. They have to walk straight into the spray. And Na'Vi looking almost untouchable as they come into the second half of VP's map pick. And for those that did join us in the second half, it was 11-4, 11 CT rounds, 5 rounds away from converting their map pick, and that continues to be the case as we're 10 rounds into our second half. That is quite the run of it. 10 rounds in a row. Na'Vi now, 2 away.
See if they can close this here. I'd be very impressed. Boost over the smoke coming through. Simple's actually not towards back of Cat, so Jame won't be able to see him unless he jumps into that line of sight. Picks up, nobody's home, so there's an aggressive maneuver. That's one. They just tried one, couldn't get anything out of it. Where else are they going to look for these picks? James rotating back around to A. Na'Vi just set up across the map. flamie up and over, so he's going to have a bit of an advantage there. Players walking through the doors. We just caught a player crossing B side, so see that info being conveyed from Simple there.
Yeah, you can see how much he's talking. It's more than a call. That was a full-on game plan.
But again, you can hear a pin drop at this moment, right? It is just so quiet. There's no real tells across the map.
I mean, all Na'Vi know is that there's potentially likely to be.
Yeah. And then there was an AWP Cat just after that shot right there. So once again, mid control is a high priority. Boomich is out, making space. YEKINDAR jumping up and over, and they're going this quite quick.
To be, yeah, 2 of them. YEKINDAR's so flashed.
So good.
Got his vision back, and he does find 1. Boomich gone, Buster 2, qikert to defend B on his own. And Electronic's there as well. YEKINDAR didn't have the info, but he does have the frag, so Jame actually catching the flamie lurk. We got a 2v2 now, but they're so disconnected from the site. Looks like YEKINDAR will opt for the tunnel's approach. Jame hoping he can catch Simple, who's holding the slitherest of gaps. Look at this one. Oh, James spots him. It's enough to do damage. Down to 25. YEKINDAR advancing now, and Perfecto gets the info. Hard shots to hit. Simple staring at him. Nade high. The molly's perfect from YEKINDAR. They could do this. There's time. He hits the shot, though. It bounces off his head, and he does evade the flames. Needs both now with the USP. James just running out of time.
Doesn't have a kit.
Running out of hope. And holding on to his AWP as best he can, and no scope to finish off the job. Will evade the bomb blast. But 15 for Na'Vi. The rest is nothing.
I cannot believe this has been spotless. This is... I was getting impressed with VP's T-side. Na'Vi, even though the rounds have been closer, they are making this look like a walk in the park, really. This is another round that gets a little bit dicey. Perfecto recovers. YEKINDAR dies. The kick gets dropped in upper dark. Jame with an AWP has to retake. Not going to happen. And there's the Na'Vi fans. I'm sure they're loving this one. Timeout call from VP just to discuss their final options. Jame with that saved AWP can drop a rifle across. YEKINDAR can buy himself. Buster could get into Famous territory. SANJI, I'm sure, will just be down there on an SMG. But just some notes that the flashes have looked fantastic from Na'Vi. Every time they go for one of these set pieces, the VP players are blind. And I was just having a little quick look at the stats. Enemies flash, Simple's leading the charge for his team with 23. You've got 19 out of Boomich, 16 for Perfecto, 14 for flamie, 10 for electronic. So everybody's contributing with these flashbangs. On the other side, it's a little bit more top-heavy. SANJI with 34, the support player, and Jame 27 for him. Good usage of their utility here, Na'Vi. And there we go, the buy's through. Famouses are out. No SMG for SANJI this time. He even gets an M4A4. Must be like Christmas.
For me? You mean it?
All right. What have you got, VP? Don't let it go out like this. You had such a good first half.
Will they go out in a whimper? Tested. Already one from qikert. That is magnificent. If he can find a second, that's a no from me, dog. flamie gets in with the molly. Simple. A miss could cost him, and it does. SANJI taking him down, keeps it competitive. Will this be Na'Vi's final round of Dust2? YEKINDAR, SANJI, Jame want to flip the script. Looking for their first CT round on their map pick.
They just re-smoke doors. The molly's
great.
As well.
Yeah, forces electronic into a bit of a wider stance. May have missed the window. Time ticks. Nades are thrown. They've got a smoke. They don't have a kit, chat. They need frags now. And flamie doesn't go down. SANJI whiffs the spray. The crossfire's strong. YEKINDAR needs two. Won't happen. James missing his shot. Yeah, this one's done. Na'Vi, absolutely spotless. You shouldn't be able to do that. They come in with 12 T rounds off the break. Not a single blemish on the record. And now it's time for Train. Na'Vi's domain.